Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboard. I'm going to be doing my review for the 2010 movie Predators. So this movie is a sequel to Predator 2 and follows Royce, a mercenary who appears in an unidentified jungle along with a bunch of other people who are killers, and they find that they've been abducted and are on a planet which acts as a game reserve for two warring tribes of extraterrestrial killers, which are two different types of predators, and are trying to find a way to return to Earth. This movie is pretty good. I actually like this one quite a bit, a lot more than most people do. I think it's actually kind of underrated. I had never seen it before until today all the way through. I'd seen part of it when it first came out on DVD back in 2010, but never ended up finishing it. And I gotta say, I was really impressed with this movie. It really surprised me on how much I enjoyed it. The cast in here are all pretty decent, although some of the characters are underdeveloped, but the cast are all good as their character, do a good job playing their characters. You got Adrien Brody, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't hate him or anything, but I'm not like a huge fan of Adrien Brody. He's really good in this movie though, and everything he has been in that I have seen I've liked. I just never really watched a lot of his stuff. It ain't really that I have anything against him personally. Topher Grace is in here as this doctor, and he kind of becomes we find out that he's a killer and stuff. He does a really good job at playing this creepy character at times. At first acts like he's this innocent bumbling dude, and then we find out he has a lot darker personality to him as the movie progresses, and he does a really good job. He doesn't get enough character development or anything to be really great, but he does a good job, and it also shows that if given the right material, he could play a really good villain and stuff. But every time he does play villains, he always gets bad material. And then you got Alison Braga as Isabel. She's pretty good, and Walton Goggins and Lawrence Fishburne and Danny Trejo are all in here. Their roles are kind of small. Well, Walton Goggins is in here throughout a lot of the movie, but Lawrence Fishburne and Danny Trejo, they're only in here for about maybe 20 minutes each, if that. And everything, they get killed pretty quickly, but they're really good too, and everything. I like the story with Lawrence Fishburne's character Nolan and stuff. Like his character is kind of cool and everything. He's different than a lot of characters I've seen him play, so I thought that was kind of cool and everything. But this is a pretty good movie. The visual effects in here are for the most part really good. That they use a lot of practical on the predators and stuff like that, so it looks really good. There is some CGI and everything that hasn't aged well, but it's not like super bad CGI. It just isn't like super great either. And I like that this movie is actually set on a predator world instead of on Earth and stuff. I thought that was kind of a unique take on the Predator series, and I know a lot of people rejected this story, but I would love to see a continuation of it and see more with Adrien Brody's character, or even see more with a new set of characters on this planet having to survive and stuff, because I'm sure there was a lot of parts of this planet they didn't explore, that they could drop them off in a different part of the planet and it'd still be pretty cool to watch, I'm sure. But I think this movie was kind of underrated. It's not the very best movie in the Predator franchise, but it's definitely far from the worst. It's just pretty good, and everything. So I'd say there are way worse movies in the franchise for sure, and everything. And it has a solid story. It's not anything super special or anything. It's kind of more of the same. We've kind of seen this type of story done before, just it's in a new location. It's not groundbreaking for the Predator franchise, but it's still a lot of fun and really underrated. So I'd say I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was really enjoyable. Like I said, the characters could have been developed a little bit better, but aside from that, it's still a pretty decent story. You care enough about the characters. They have likable enough personalities to make you not want to see them all die and everything, even though they're not very good people, if that makes sense. So I guess that works too. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Predators, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.